everyone, we're from Group 2. Today we are going to discuss about different types of media effect theories. So basically, mass media effects refers to the influence of media exposures on people's behavior or attitude. So since 1990s, mass media effect theories have experienced revolution from time to time, and scholars have developed different types of theories including hypodermic needle theory, two-step flow model, sphere of silence, in different phases. So now let's have a look on what these theories actually are, what paradigm are these theories based on, their weaknesses, and are they still relevant today? Let's go!
In 20 November 10 to 20, which is next month, will be the end of the world. This information was confirmed by expert in the field.
Really? Oh my gosh. What should I do? We are going to die next month? But I can't do anything because we will going to die next month. That's fine.
Don't know if this information is true or not. I should go check it. If it's true, then it will be nice. Since it's true, then it will be useful. I think I should share it to let more people know.
From this scenario, it applies the concept of hypodermic needle theory or magic bullet theory. Hypodermic needle theory was originated from Harold Lasswell. It postulates that the messages is inserted in the audience mind by the media, thereby creating shifts in audience actions and psychology against the message. It is a linear communication media model which talks about the influence of the media on the audience. It stated that mass media had a direct, immediate, and powerful effect on its audience. Based on the scenario, back in 1920, people believed everything what media told them and would not think about it first, is it logic or not. While nowadays, when we see something on the Facebook, for example, news about COVID-19, we will not trust it immediately. First, we will Google it online to seek for verification and truth. So compared to the past, we will not directly believe what we saw on the media. In conclusion, hypodermic needle theory is based on the dominant paradigm of mass communication during that time. In the past, a passive audience that receives messages is immediately affected by them. Public is unable to avoid the influence of the media, so they will feel scared on the things that they haven't met of.
The weakness of this theory is it assumes that the audience is passive. In fact, the media affect the people in many different ways. The scholar has discounted the critical thinking skills of the audience and fails to take into account demographic variables that cause the people to think and behave independently. Besides, the theory states that it is a linear model of communication. The message flow is always from sender to receiver or top to bottom. Everyone reacts the same way when receiving the media message. Moreover, unlike most other theories of communication, the hypodermic needle theory was not based on empirical research. It was founded based on the scholar's assumption or observation rather than theory or pure logic. Lasswell believes that the audience was controlled by their biological nature, will react instinctively to passing stimuli in similar ways. Lastly, I believe that this theory is not applicable in today's world, as the audience has changed. The audience now is not passive anymore. They are actively involved in both creating and receiving message. Technology has changed how the audience consume media message. With so many sources of information available through a range of media outlets today, the audience are now a little more critically aware of the media and can determine when the media are attempting to inject them with information.
!aiyo!
What happened?
See, this guy's died because of the white cop kidnap on his neck for 9.5 minutes. Yo, so kesian ya.
Aiyo, what has happened to the world these days? I think this cop need to get death penalty as punishment for what he has done.
He shouldn't like this one, you know. Aiyo.
Aiyo. Then the guy just died after 8 minutes and nobody saved him.
Yeah lah, nobody go and save him.
Daddy, what happened? What happened? Why?
Well, see this news?
Yo,
This cop only get caught only, you know
yo, so bad leh, the cop.
The cop should get what he deserves, which is death punishment.
I also think so.
From this scenario, it applies the media effect theory, which is two-step flow model. Just a short history, two-step flow model was formulated by Paul Lazarsfeld, Bernard Berenson, and Hazel Goldert in 1944 in a book called The People's Choice after they carried out a research on the voters' decision-making process during the 1940 US presidential election. So in a simple word, two-step flow model states that most people do not directly affected by mass media, but the media messages will go through two distinct stages. In fact, the mass media content will first reaches the opinion leader, who are the person that active in mass media. Then the opinion leader will interpret and diffuse the meaning of media messages they receive. So during this period, the opinion leader are free to form their own judgments, add their own opinion to the actual content they receive, or filter the content to ensure the information is needed by the people. Next, opinion leader will spread the information with their own interpretations to people around them, for example, friends, co-workers, family members, and so on. So back to this scenario, the mother is considered as the opinion leader as she received the news about a black man who was killed by US police from internet. So the mother then tells the daughter these particular news stories based on her own interpretations and judgment. So from the example, we can also see that the mother has added some point of view and her own feelings and expressions besides just telling the original stories to her daughter. In short, two-step flow model has reversed and rejected the dominant paradigm of mass communication during that time. It rejects the assumptions that mass media has a very powerful and direct influence on mass audience behavior and decision changes. Instead, it gives a new assumption that people's reactions to media messages are mediated by interpersonal communications with members of their social environment. So, people are constantly interact with each other but not socially isolate, while mass media has limiting effects on the audiences as the audiences are more preferred to rely on other personal contacts as their guidance to get the latest information.
Now I will talk about the weaknesses of two-step flow model. One of the weaknesses of the two-step flow model is linear communication. In this model, the audience is considered as passive audience as they just receive information from opinion leader without giving any feedback. In our second scenario, the mother who is the opinion leader tells her daughter about the news she saw while the daughter just listened what her mother said without giving any response to her mother. Besides, this model only limiting the process of communication into two steps, while it may involve more than two stages or even fewer. Are two-step model still relevant to us today? Yes, I think that is still relevant to us until today, as many people still rely on opinion leaders to receive the message that are originated by mass media. For example, people in the 21st century are depending on those influential and prominent opinion leaders such as journalists, bloggers, and celebrities to get the latest information. In this case, a large amount of information that originates from the mass media still passes to the mass audience through opinion leaders after their interpretation and diffusion of the news. Even on a daily basis, we still get information from people around us most of the time. For example, I always keep myself up to date on entertainment news and will share it to my mother. In this case, I am an opinion leader who receives message from the media while my mother is the receiver who gains entertainment news information from me.
It's not good. don't know how. I'm so... Huh? Why they think like that? Really? Huh? It's like cyberbullying, eh? Huh? I just agree with that. I think I just agree with them.
Our third scenario is applying a spiral of silence. Spiral of silence derived from a larger theory of public opinion. It was developed and tested by Elizabeth Noel Neumann over a number of years, which are 1974, 1984, and 1994. The theory is concerned with the interplay between four elements, which are mass communication, interpersonal communication, and social relation, the individual expression of opinion, and the perception which individuals have of the surroundings, climate of opinion in their social environment. Back to the third scenario, a person shared the news to a group chat which is about a Taiwanese singer named Shou Lo cheated his girlfriend and was attacked by the public due to his action. The person thinks that this is not the fault of the singer. However, when she was typing her opinion, she saw that many people opposed the opinion and thought that it was the fault of the singer. She then deletes her message and supports what her friends say. In my opinion, spirit of silence is using a critical paradigm. If people think that their views are minority in the public, they will be reluctant to spread their own views. And if they feel that their views are consistent with their majority, they will speak it up bravely. And the media usually pay more attention to the views of the majority and despise the views of the minority. In fact, if the people think that their views are minority, they may even change their own view and prefer to follow what the majority say.
As you can see from the third scenario, the society is still practicing spirit of silence. Although this theory brings some advantage, it still has some weaknesses as well. Based on the third scenario, we can know the society may feel the majority ideas of opinion is much better than his or her own view. Furthermore, this theory also explains why people prefer to withhold their true feelings compared to taking the risk of being isolated. As a result, process of public opinion hold the society together. For example, we can see that the main characters stick to the public's will at the end by agreeing with the opinion of others. However, there are still some nuances regarding the spirit of silence. The minority, such as the main characters, won't have the confidence to voice out their true views but just echo the opinions of others. Moreover, this theory won't exist any others' opinions or views. If their ideas are minorities, then they will just follow the trends and echo to it. They won't investigate whether those majorities' views or opinions are right or wrong. Therefore, our society will be difficult to take a step forward since there will be no more arguments about the opinions or views.
In conclusion, with the current development of modern technology, people have received more information from various channels and have an ability of independent thinking. Therefore, some theories are no longer applicable. In every era, different mass media theory will be developed. Some may be relevant and some may not. That's all for our video. Thanks for watching.